Now on CoastTV News.
Shocking details from the Delaware Superior Court ruling regarding voting. Scary news coming out of Washington, D.C. earlier today. A man is in critical condition after setting himself on fire.
And rainy weather is about to return to our area. I'll show you what I'm tracking in a moment.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Elisa Weber. Thanks for joining us here for CoastTV News at 11. Delaware's Superior Court has struck down laws to expand early voting and permanent absentee voting in the first state. In 2022, the state's GOP chair, Jane Brady, argued the new legislation would violate Delaware's constitution, which states voting must happen on a specific day. This weekend, a number of Democratic politicians spoke out against the court's ruling, saying early and absentee votes let more people access the box. Delaware's presidential primary is scheduled for April 2nd, and the state primary is September 10th. And as we take a live look into Salisbury, our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening to you, Lisa. And we are looking for a pretty good evening for the rest of the evening. However, we're going to be watching out for a chance of rain. But the good news is it's going to warm up like spring. Bad news is it's going to be stormy like spring. So that's how life rolls, right? Our Bay Health camera in Milford right now, we're at a temperature of 31 degrees. So the chill is back in the air. In fact, you know what? Temperatures are going to drop into the 30s and stay there, for example, in Milford, and hovered about 35 degrees about 3 o'clock. Now, overall, it's a pretty quiet night, to be quite honest. We see limited cloud cover in the area, and we see a little bit in the way of some mid to upper level cloud cover that's sliding across central portions of Maryland, sliding from the north or west, sliding towards the southeast. And we'll see this pattern continue throughout the rest of this evening. As far as tomorrow is concerned, we're looking forward to cloudy skies for the morning time. We'll start off at about 38 degrees, bump it up to about 41 at 8 o'clock. Then we'll jump to near 50 by mid-morning. And then this is when the spring-like temps will begin to kind of kick in for us. Because look, we're going to go up to like 57, then stay in the upper 50s. Now remember, 40s is where we're supposed to be. Low 40s is where we're supposed to be for this time of the year. So with the winds out of the south and temperatures in the 50s, it's going to feel like spring. Now remember, you can't have A without B, left without right. With spring temperatures will come a chance of spring showers and thunderstorms. We'll also talk about that in your full forecast. Till then, back to you.
Thank you, Paul. And a man is in critical condition after setting himself on fire in northwest Washington, D.C. this afternoon. The Secret Service said officers responded to reports of a person possibly experiencing a medical or mental health emergency just before 1 p.m. Authorities say the incident happened outside the Israeli embassy. First responders put out the fire, and the man was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. No embassy staff were injured, and they are said to be safe. An investigation is underway to determine exactly how the situation started. And Congress has until Friday to pass a funding deal and avoid a partial government shutdown. With only 5 days until March 1st deadline, federal departments and agencies that will be impacted are already updating their shutdown plans in the event funding is not passed. CNN's Jen Sullivan looks at what it will take to avoid a partial shutdown and what Republicans and Democrats want to see in a spending bill.
Time is running out for Congress to pass a spending bill and avoid a partial government shutdown. Lawmakers have until midnight Friday to pass a deal. One of the major issues under debate is $118 billion in aid for Ukraine. It's something many Democrats and Republicans are pushing for.
Not only the future of Ukraine is on the line, which is extremely important, but the larger battle against authoritarianism is on the line.
Ukraine will not fail under our watch. There's too much at stake here. This is not just about Ukraine. This is about freedom versus dictatorships. This is about truth versus propaganda.
This will be the fourth time since September that lawmakers have been up against a funding deadline. Lawmakers keep passing short-term stopgap deals. In January, they extended some funding for Veterans Affairs, Agriculture, and Housing and Urban Development through March 1st. Funding for the rest of the government expires March 8th. Many Republicans don't want to pass a spending plan until they see changes in immigration and border security.
You either secure the border or you get no money for the government.
But now some right-wing conservative Republicans want to halt border changes. Their critics are accusing them of not taking action to help their chances of winning the White House in November.
That is not good for America. They know that, and they are putting Trump and Trump's personal interests ahead of the good of our country.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
In traffic news, Johnson Road is closed between Anderson Corner and Sampler Branch Roads in Georgetown. The closure is expected to go through March 1st. According to DelDOT, the closure is to allow for the installation of crossroad pipes. A detour is in place to guide drivers toward Anderson Corner Road and Route 5. And a lot of road work starts tomorrow in Milford. It will happen on North Washington Street between Northeast Front Street and Northeast 2nd Street. DelDOT says workers will be there to upgrade pedestrian connections and install new pavement patching, along with removing the brick crosswalk on that street. The work will go through March 1st and detours will be posted. The Lewis Fire Department is looking for more money. A proposed fee of $60 increase a year per household within the city of Lewis would help cover existing and impending expenses. As CoastTV's Tori Seagrave shows us, Lewis hopes this will extinguish future problems with funding for the independent organization.
Tools, fire trucks, radios. These are just a few of the necessary pieces the Lewis Fire Department uses to be able to respond to emergency calls. But Chief Greg Bennett says expenses are increasing, donations remain stagnant, and more calls are coming in, posing a threat to the department's operations.
We're getting to a tipping point where it's very difficult for us to afford to keep doing the things we're doing.
Bennett says rising costs won't keep the department from responding to calls, but the organization is just getting by.
Some of our equipment is old, needs to be replaced. We're down a couple of ambulances, which is very important that we maintain our fleet.
And according to the chief, a rise in calls can be attributed to the local population boom. Rita Daniel, who has lived in Lewis for 20 years, says she is willing to pay a fee.
It's very necessary. My occupation was a nurse, registered nurse, when I came from D.C., and I think the more help they get, the better the service will be for everybody.
The department also proposed to have the city contribute 16% of its total budget, about $610,000, because 16% of its calls are in city limits.
In the meantime, Chief Bennett says that a study will be conducted to understand the plausibility of having an impact fee for both EMS and fire. I'm Tori Seagraves in Lewis, CoastTV News.
If you're a family living in the Milford School District, listen up. The district is set to host a Parenting for Resilience information session on Wednesday at Milford High School. It's open to all district families. The event will offer insights into social, emotional learning and strategies for building resilience. There will also be a discussion about student expectations within the school system. This initiative aims to equip parents with the necessary tools to support their children's success in and out of the classroom. And DENREC is hosting a free webinar to introduce a program that helps Delawareans install natural barriers called living shorelines. The program aims to protect property against erosion and flooding impacts. It offers financial support to property owners in certain areas to use materials like native plants and oyster shells to safeguard their shorelines. The webinar is set for Wednesday. And the Sussex Preservation Coalition, a group dedicated to protecting the environment open space, will host a special public session on the Cool Springs Crossing development proposal. The project is a 637-acre multi-use development planned for Route 9 and Cool Spring Road near Milton. The session will take place at 7 p.m. at the Lewis Public Library on February 29th. The Preservation Coalition says Cool Springs Crossing, with thousands of homes and a YMCA, would be too much and it would be bad for traffic, nature, and people's way of life. Though Cool Springs Crossing marketing firm says it's preserving thousands of acres. This comes after a Sussex County hearing on the proposal was postponed due to concerns over the time to review the ordinances. And are you a veteran or someone with a veteran in your life? Are you interested in the latest VA updates in Delaware? On Thursday, there will be a veteran town hall meeting in Millsboro, where people can hear from U.S. Veteran Affairs leaderships on updates from the state. They're going to cover health care for veterans. They will have resources available for veterans. All of this will be happening at the American Legion Post 28 beginning at 5 p.m. And the Cape Henlopen District will be holding a referendum on March 26 from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Locals will be asked to vote for or against a tax increase to support a state-approved, locally funded project for a new district office, natatorium, bus maintenance facility, and other operating costs. 3 meetings will be held before the referendum to provide important information about the project. The first meeting is on Tuesday at 6 p.m. at Love Creek Elementary School Media Center.
Coming up, Precipitation's playful push. A shower shuffle is in the cards soon. I'll pinpoint why that will be in a moment.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, coverage you can count on.
Welcome to the ride home on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. First rule of the ride home, we definitely talk about the ride home. In fact, tell all your friends. Second rule of the ride home, we have fun. Top 10 Tuesday, Would You Rather Wednesday, and every day, you pick the songs on the high five. And the third rule of the ride home, we don't take ourselves too seriously. You've got enough to stress about. So let me handle the ride home, weekdays from 3 to 7 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3.
I'll see you later. Right here, spinning out waiting for you.
1025 WBOC.
Well, we're going to be blessed with a treat this week because we're going to feel what it feels like, get a little early taste of spring with the temperatures rising nicely. And unfortunately, we're going to get a little stormy weather on our beak as well. So that combo is what's in store for us, but not for Monday. It's when we get to Wednesday is when we're going to have things becoming a little interesting at the very least. Our Boardwalk Plaza camera in Rehoboth right now coming in at 36 degrees. The wind's moving nicely and gently out of the north. Relatively light, 2 to 3 miles per hour, so we'll call it calm. Now, overall, we're going to stay at about 36 degrees. We're going to hold serve here with increasing cloud cover by the time we get to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. By the way, if you want the weather via a phone call, we have a new weather line at 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, and it's sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandelis, Brockstead, and Federico. So, today, we start off at 25 degrees, for example, in Georgetown and Salisbury. Where do we end up? About 44 and 46 degrees, respectively. And we stayed in the mid to low 40s throughout the entire Delmarva Peninsula. It's a little cooler than usual. Radar looking very clear. Now, we do have a little bit in the way of gusty winds right along the Chesapeake Bay and going over the bridge, but nothing that's ominous at this point. High pressure system in full control of our weather. The clockwise rotation is reinforcing that surge out of the southwest. Temps right now, a bit on the chilly side. It got a little nippy. It's still a little nippy out here right now, actually. 31 in Milton, Georgetown, Greenwood, Delmar, Salisbury. But we're at 30 degrees in Milford. So we've gotten cooler. Just from 24 hours ago, we're 5 degrees cooler in Salisbury. A couple of degrees cooler from just 24 hours ago in Georgetown. What are we expecting? Well, first of all, your power walk forecast, we're looking for it to warm up nicely. You see, the winds are coming out of the south here between, let's say, 7 to 10 miles per hour. That's very helpful. And you see the cloud cover here? This is additional moisture. When you have winds out of the south and the additional moisture content in the atmosphere, it feels better on your skin. So it feels like a warm 47 and a warm 59 degrees. So it's going to feel like, well, a spring-like kind of day. The amount of rain that we're anticipating Tuesday going to Wednesday, not much, but the winds are going to pick up. That's why it's going to become a yellow alert kind of day, more for the winds than the rain. For example, you take a look, Tuesday going into Wednesday, we're looking at maybe a 1/4 inch in Millsboro, perhaps if you're lucky, a 1/4 or just shy of, say, a 1/2 inch as far as the accumulation is concerned. So we start off Monday morning in the 30s. By Monday afternoon, look at this, we're in the upper 50s easily, and the winds are out of the south, okay? Tuesday, we start off in the 40s. Tuesday afternoon, we're in the 60s, cloudy skies, but we'll get a couple of sprinkles in here, a couple of renegade sprinkles, and then widespread scattered showers will begin to kind of take over the entire area going into Wednesday. Now, let's talk about Wednesday, because that's when the lion's share of that rain is supposed to show up. You see, look at that. All of that dark green is steady showers for us going into Wednesday evening. It's going to be drizzly and rainy all day Wednesday anyway. Wednesday's an ugly day. And then it's going to be ugly windy too, because look at this. We're talking about 40-mile-per-hour winds on Wednesday, so that's not going to make for a nice. It's going to be a very rude day on Wednesday. So tonight, clear skies and feeling relatively mild. Partly sunny for tomorrow, 61, and becoming breezy and watching out for steady showers to kick off on Tuesday. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast. This is a yellow alert day. It's not a first alert or red day, but it is a yellow alert day because we're looking at gusty winds and less than a half inch of rain.
In traffic news, DelDOT has big plans to fix the ever-evolving Kings Highway corridor, and business owners are outraged. The current ideas are to add 5 roundabouts from Dartmouth Drive to Freeman Highway Bridge, as well as bike and walking lanes. One business owner says the new layout of the road would force drivers to pass his store unless they wanted to make a U-turn to come back.
When you get to this stretch of the road, we are completely cut off. So we become the collateral damage in this project. And we're raising the alarm because we support a lot of families, our businesses. We have a lot of local folks who work here. There's a lot of jobs tied up in here. And we think we're an important part of the community, and we do not want to be lost.
The Kings Highway Corridor project is still in the design and planning phase. DelDOT is hoping to start the first phase of construction in 2028. DelDOT says given the increasing traffic volumes, it does not want drivers to make turns across traffic. In direct response to the brush factory's concern, DelDOT says, quote, "It will generally take equal or less time to make that U-turn movement rather than wait for an actual gap to make left turns." And new in Berlin, a date has been set for the next presentation about the town's strategic plan. In January, the town held 2 different listening sessions for locals to share their ideas for the future of Berlin. Salisbury University's Business, Economic, and Community Outreach Network helped out with the aim of developing an action plan of projects and initiatives. The next presentation about the strategic plan and its progress will be tomorrow at the Mayor and Council meeting at 7 p.m. And tomorrow, people fishing in Maryland's Atlantic Ocean, bays, or rivers can only catch up to 30 scup a day, and each one must be at least 9 inches long. According to Maryland's Fishing and Boating Services, this rule helps keep the scup fish population healthy. It applies to everyone fishing for scup for fun. And we have all things health, wealth, and lifestyle on Coast Life right before your evening news on Coast TV at 5. Here's a look at what's coming up tomorrow.
Hey Delmarva, hope you had a great weekend. Here's what's happening Monday at 4 on Coast Life.
We are previewing a story about how saltwater is affecting the farmlands here on coastal Delmarva.
Definitely need to hear that. We're also having some laughs though. It's Pistachio Day, oddly enough, so we have some pistachio jokes for you. And of course, the end of February, we are wrapping up Black History Month, a free local film that you can check out. We have a preview of that as well. All that and more Monday at 4 o'clock on Coast Life.
The Ford President's Day sales event is here. Time to save on Ford F-150 with 1.9% financing for 72 months. Designed to give you impressive power and innovative tech. No wonder F-Series is America's best-selling truck 47 years straight. For offers you can't afford to miss, get to the President's Day sales event going on now. Get 1.9% financing for 72 months on Ford F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
Elevate your business and engage more customers with Draper Media. Our diverse network of media properties such as WBOC, Coast TV, 93.5 The Beach, and 102.5 WBOC reaches over 500,000 Delmarva residents across various channels like television, radio, social media, and digital platforms. Enhance your brand's visibility across the Delmarva region with Draper Media. Our passionate team of media specialists and content creators are dedicated to showcasing your brand through engaging commercials, dynamic drone footage, eye-catching graphic and web design, and social media branding. Share your brand story on our popular programs, capturing the attention of your target audience. Trust your brand with Draper Media, a family-oriented company serving the Delmarva community. Contact Frank Hamilton today at fhamilton@wboc.com to get started.
Cheers to 50 years of the Players. Here's to the jaw-dropping Eagles, 60-foot birdies,
Better than most.
and that one pesky seagull. Here's to making an entrance, making a statement,
It's not a shot you practice.
and making a splash. All at the PGA Tour's gold standard, the Players' Championship on NBC and Peacock.
The Cheer Community Center in Georgetown hosted a Hispanic Wellness and Culinary Expo yesterday. Delaware Health and Social Services, BB Healthcare, Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition, State Farm, and many more were a part of the event that welcomed around 100 people. There was also entertainment for kids, such as face painting and children's characters. The volunteer program director at Cheer explains why this event is so important.
So it's breaking barriers with the Spanish-speaking community, so they come out and feel comfortable, and so they could see that there is literature in Spanish, there is bilingual people at these agencies, and we're here to help.
This is the first expo for the Hispanic community at the Cheer Center in Georgetown, and hopefully many more are to come. And there will be a public workshop at Cape Henlopen High School on DELDOT's 5 Points project. The hybrid meeting will give people the opportunity to hear about the progress. The project promises safer intersections and better paths for biking and walking. Officials will also share updates on other transportation around the 5 Points area. The workshop will take place this Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. And a new study has outlined guidance to increase diversity at academic health institutions. Researchers at Massachusetts General Hospital and Northeastern University highlighted 13 strategies to ensure graduate health programs are inclusive for students and staff. They say it starts with admissions putting more weight on experiences and attributes. According to the study, programs should also create diversity, equity, and inclusion committees, as well as mentorships and scholarships. This research comes less than a year after the Supreme Court ended affirmative action at colleges and universities. The Environmental Protection Agency is considering slowing down requirements for automakers to sell more electric vehicles. The move could dial back aggressive plans to move away from gas-powered cars and SUVs. EV sales in the U.S. hit a record last year, topping 1 million for the first time. But industry insiders say there are a few factors still holding back sales. These include higher prices, the lack of public charging stations, and general confusion about the substantial tax credits available for buyers. CoastTV News will be right back.
Draper Media is searching for a full-time entry-level accountant. Successful candidates should have at least an associate's degree or equivalent experience. Candidates with experience in Sage Intacct will be given preference. It's an extremely detail-oriented job involving problem solving. Join the Draper Media team today as our next accountant with full benefits. Go to drapermediajobs.com to learn more and apply. Draper Media is an equal opportunity employer.
Delmarva's classic rock. Big 107.7.
Look at my shoe. They're scuffed. I look like a school administrator.
Show me what you got. Oh, it's real now.
Mind if I take my dress off?
I do not.
I am a human chill pill.
As someone who took chill pills in the 80s, you need a new dealer.
Didn't you always say we should be honest about who we are?
Within the family, yes. But to outsiders, it's a lifetime of deception.
Night Court and Extended Family, Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
Stay ahead of our ever-changing coastal climate with the CoastTV First Alert Weather Team. From the early morning to the late evening, our team is always at work to deliver the accurate forecasts you need. Whether bracing for a stormy day or enjoying a peaceful indoor moment, we're here to ensure you're fully prepared for Delmarva's diverse weather patterns. The CoastTV First Alert Weather Team. With us, the weather is more than a forecast. It's a part of life.
On the next Tamron Hall. Guess what? It's our spring beauty bar show! We're gonna step into some of the biggest beauty trends, from your hair to your skin. Wow! This treatment has gone viral. Your hair looks amazing. Plus, are you ready for it? We've got giveaways. Yes, you at home can win them too. Oh my goodness. Find out how on the next Tamron Hall.
Monday at 3 on CoastTV.
In your health news tonight, millions of people use treadmills every day. But did you know that more Americans are injured by them than any other piece of exercise equipment? In today's Health Minute, CNN's Mandy Gaither explains the dangers of treadmills and how you and your family can avoid getting hurt.
They're in gyms and homes across the U.S., but this piece of exercise equipment can be dangerous.
Treadmills are a great way to get in some exercise, but if you're using them improperly, then that's when the injuries can occur.
In the latest data from 2019, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says there were more than 22,000 treadmill injuries treated in hospital emergency rooms across the country. Typical injuries include slips, sprains and strains, concussions, broken bones, and in very rare cases, death. Kids and pets are especially at risk of injury.
Children can get hurt on a moving treadmill. So it's important to secure the treadmills. If the treadmill has a key, you want to remove it, store it, and secure it away.
A 2017 study found treadmills also cause some children to be burned. Researchers say the burns often happened when a child placed their hand on a moving treadmill and became trapped. But adults can be hurt by a moving treadmill too.
You could be distracted, you could drop your cell phone, your fingers could get stuck, your feet could get stuck.
To stay safe, experts say to wear proper footwear for traction and secure the treadmill safety key to your shirt. If you happen to stumble or fall, the key will immediately turn off the machine. Straddle the belt before stepping on, starting at a slow speed. And when you're done, make sure the belt has stopped before stepping off. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Listen up, the USDA has issued a warning about risks of using certain smartwatches and smart rings to measure your blood sugar. It overclaims the project measures levels without piercing the skin. The FDA said it has not authorized or approved the devices intended to measure blood glucose levels on their own. The agency warns the use of smartwatches and smart rings can lead to inaccurate measurements and errors in diabetes management, which can be life-threatening. The FDA did not name specific brands, but says the sellers of those devices advertise using non-invasive techniques. And Worcester Health is rolling out its Healthy Lifestyle Balance program this spring, aimed at empowering locals to combat chronic disease through improved nutrition, weight management, and stress reduction. Launching on March 27th at the Ocean Pines Library, this free program offers a year-long opportunity to adopt and maintain healthy habits through individual coaching and group support. To register for this program, you can call the Worcester County Health Department.
Coming up, a rainy rendezvous returns with Tuesday's tears from the sky raining down on us. More on all of that springtime shower activity in just a moment.
Positive, focused,
supportive, and goal-oriented. These are just a few qualities of coaches who inspire their athletes.
Each month, the Preston Automotive Group will select a coach who makes a difference and make a $500 donation to their organization. Then at the end of the year, 3 of these coaches will receive an extra donation to their program.
Nominate your coach today at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
Delmarva Sports Network Coach Who Makes a Difference. Brought to you by Preston Automotive Group.
We'll go
dancing, dancing with your shadows, dancing with your shadows.
I know I used to be crazy. That's 'cause I used to be young. Dance, dance the night away.
1025 WBOC. 93.5 The Beach.
Take the DSN app with you wherever you go and never miss a game from your favorite local team. Whether you're on the road, stuck at the office, or out with friends and family, the DSN app notifies you when your team is on live, so you can watch the game as it happens or watch videos on demand. Keep up with local sports all from one app. From your mobile device to Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV, download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
Middays with me, April Brilliant. It's a feel-good show on your radio.
April is the easiest way to get through your workday.
She can play your favorite song.
She can help you find your furry friend.
The easiest way to get through your workday is with April.
She really makes you feel special.
Hey friends, hang out with me weekdays here on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 each day from 10 to 3.
Gen Z is taking part in book clubs, but it's not your mom's book club. Gone are the days of meeting up in someone's living room, snacking on cheese, and discussing the book. Gen Z gather at restaurants, dating events, breweries, and other groups on the run. They use the club as a way to socialize, which is why book club event listings grew 24% last year. A driving force behind the book club's popularity, social media. It's been helping lead younger readers to new genres and in-person communities built around reading.
Reading is indeed fundamental, and it's fun if you keep doing it. So, we're reading our forecast for right now. Tidal Health, we're looking at Salisbury coming up with 31 degrees right now, and the winds are pushing primarily out of the south. And as you see the cars that are moving along right now, we're looking at a couple of areas where we have a couple of spritzes or sprinkles, but mostly we're looking at staying clear for the rest of this evening. As you take a look at our expectations, by 11 o'clock, we're looking at 32 degrees to stay at about 32, from 11 going to about 12 o'clock. And then we'll actually go up a little bit. Now, that's because we have the surge of air that's coming out of the southwest, and we have cloud cover that's going to be in place for us. Here's a look at live radar right now. We have high pressure system that's actually to our south at this moment, and we are continuing to anticipate that it's going to stay breezy right along a good portion across the Bay Bridge. Now, this is actually where we have a small craft advisory that's issued here. So, listen, if you're going to be traveling back and forth across the bridge from, Maryland and all that, it's going to stay really breezy along the bridge, and that's going to pick up throughout the rest of the week. So be mindful of that. It's going to be a little precocious and just be careful in general. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast, courtesy of Paul Davis, Restoration Home Remodeling. So Monday, we warmed to 61 degrees, well above the norm for this time of the year. Then we go to 65 on Tuesday. Now, the rain that we're talking about Tuesday is going to kick in the afternoon, evening, but really become heavier after midnight. So we're going to be focusing on our yellow alert day for Wednesday for the most part, particularly in the morning and early afternoon hours. And for Wednesday, we're looking for the winds to pick up momentum at about 40 miles per hour along the coast, 35 throughout the inland areas. We're going to see the bottom drop from Wednesday going to Thursday as well. So it's a twofer. Not quite that level of a first alert day, but it's going to be a messy day on Wednesday. Thursday's cold, Friday's cold, but Saturday, Sunday going into the next week, it goes warm and stays that way.
Thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. We'll see you in just a few hours for Coast TV News today, starting at 5 a.m. Have a great night.